Hey everyone, this is Suresh from Mine is a Monkey coming at you guys with another episode of Let's Check Out Some Diecast. In today's episode, we are just going to be freeing the peas on all these Hot Wheels mainlines that I've collected over the past few months. I've almost gotten into a certain habit of picking these off the shelves when I find them and then throwing them in a pile, and then when it's reached a certain critical mass, I kind of like end up opening them up on video here. And this kind of is also helpful because, I get a bunch of cars and I'm able to kind of like segregate them into boxes. Like sometimes I store the Japanese cars separately. I store my Lamborghinis separately and my Chevy Silverados and things like that, right? So it is pretty helpful to open these cars up in a batch. So, so here we go. First, we have a Lamborghini Huracan Sterato. This is a new model for 2024. So I'm a huge fan of Lamborghinis and I love the way Hot Wheels makes them. So back when I started collecting, it was pretty much exotics like Ferraris and Lamborghinis. So, and then it kind of like expanded to other castings as well. So there we have a Lamborghini Huracan Sterato, right? Pretty cool. Looks classic in that Lamborghini sports orange, right? All right. Up next, we have from 2025, right? So this is a 2025 casting from the A case. This is the 87 Audi Quattro, and this is actually the super candidate for this case. And yes, I did get lucky. I scored a couple of supers in my local Walmart, so it was a fun Saturday or a Sunday, I can't remember. So it was a nice score. So there we have the 87 Audi Quattro, the mainline version of the AK Super. All right. Let's set it there. Up next, another model from 2025. We have the Nissan Skyline GTR BNR 32. This looks pretty slick in that black, and it's actually like a metal flake, right? Are you catching that? Do you see that? It's a shiny metal flake paint. So this is a pretty sleek casting, very popular among Nissan lovers, the BNR 32. Let me just zoom out the camera a little so that we can, have more of those cars. And up next, in 2025, we have a recolor of the Lamborghini Huracan Sterato that we saw in the beginning. So, it's definitely not, the same, graphics. There's like subtle differences in the graphics. So the 63 moved from the hood to the side panel here, right? All right, so Lamborghini. Love my Lamborghinis. Up next, we have the 83 Chevy Silverado. Let me check out the case. Oh, this is indeed from the Q case. Reason I bring up the Q case is this is the super candidate for the Q case from 2024. And again, I have to tell you guys, this doesn't happen often, but I think I got really lucky because I was able to score a couple of these supers at my local store. It was like very nice, very unexpected. Total definition of serendipity. So that it was like a crazy cool find. So there we have. I'm pumped that we have a Silverado casting. This is a casting that I collect, the 1983 Chevy Silverado, a very popular casting, right? I mean, definitely the top 10 best castings made by Hot Wheels, right? So and it's easily a collector's favorite, right? So there we have the 1983 Chevy Silverado that will go into my Chevy box. Chevy Silverado box. And up next, we have a recolor of the Bumblebee from Transformers, right? So from Transformers. So last time when I opened the first release of this car, I did not know it. So this is a Beetle. And when you look at the base, it's actually got a Transformer face there. Do you see that? Right? So that was pretty cool. And apparently, what's more interesting is that, almost 1 in 20, maybe 50 cars would have a base variation where it does not have the Transformer face, right? So, it's a pretty cool thing. I thought pretty much since it was Transformers and everything, everything is going to have a base variation. But recently, one of my collector friends posted in our Facebook group about a variation where it did not have the Transformer face on the base. So that's pretty cool. So it's fun trivia. So there we have a nice Volkswagen Beetle, and I'm also a huge fan of this casting. So I have like a huge set of Beetles in my collection. So let me set that right there. Up next, another new model for 2024, the Porsche 911 Rally E, right? Rumor is, well, maybe not rumor, this is actually going to be a super in the upcoming year. I think it's going to come in like Spectra Flame Green. Yeah, I think it's a super because only the supers have Spectra Flame paints. So I saw IG posts about a rock solid Spectra Flame Green, Porsche. So it's got some pretty cool printed stuff on the top, right? Some, possibly like extra fuel or something like that, right? All right. So there we have it. The Porsche Rally E, the Porsche 911 Rally E. And up next we have another Lamborghini, the Lamborghini Huracan LP622 Super Trofeo. And this was the super candidate for, what was it? It was the P case. Yes, this was the super candidate for the P case, the last but one case of 2024. So, we have seen a good deal of Lamborghini Super Trofios in the past, Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofios. So pretty cool casting. I think the first edition was like gray, and this was like at least 5, maybe 6 years ago. Up next, we have the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe, right? Sporting Gulf livery. And this would be a companion car to the other Gulf color that was released on the same model, sometime back. So this is a recolor in darker Gulf colors, right? So there we have it, Up next, we have a BMW M3 wagon. This, again, is a recolor. I think I opened up the blue one in my last video, in my last DLM video. That's what I meant. So there we have, this is also a new model for 2024. So BMW M3 wagon definitely will make a hell of a candidate for a super treasure hunt. So setting it right there. Up next, we have a Porsche 928S Safari. Fun fact is this is the treasure hunt for the Q case, the last case of 2024. So this is a treasure hunt, and in a moment I'll show you the flame. So that is a symbol that tells you that this car is actually a treasure hunt. So nice rally car, and check it out. I think Hot Wheels is coming up with a nice lineup of Porsche rally cars. So just in this video we saw two of them. All right, setting them in the far back and making room for more cars. Up next, we have another new model for 2024, which is a Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Now, I did not have enough time to kind of like read about this, find out more about the Dark Horse specification, right? So, but pretty beautiful looking Mustang. I'm not sure if this matte finish looks good, or it would have been even nicer in a metallic blue paint. You know what I mean? All right. Anyway, this is like a new model, so hopefully there'll be like many more releases of this main line. All right, setting that aside. Up next, we have a stunning Toyota Supra in the same metal flake finish, but this one's a green. So check that out. Are you catching that? So remember the Skyline that we saw, which was like metal flake black. This one's a metal flake green, right? So I think it's got some labels there. Not sure. Let me grab the card, because the card usually says if there's going to be any licensed deco there. But the card just says Toyota official licensed product. So maybe it's just some fun decals that they decided to put in there. But net, beautiful looking Toyota Supra. The Toyota Supra was popularized by the Hot Wheels Fast and Furious releases. So, and it definitely continues to impress collectors, old and new alike. All right. Up next, we have another new releases. Wow, I think 2024 has been like a fantastic year for Hot Wheels. Just think of the new releases we saw in this video, right? A Gordon Murray Automotive T50s. So pretty cool looking car. Looks very exotic, and it is actually, it's manufactured under license from Gordon Murray Group. Right, so definitely, a licensed car, and oh wow, check it out. I mean, I just had to say it. It is under the HW Exotics mini series. So there we have the Gordon Murray Automotive T50s. So pretty interesting car. It's got a lot of racing contours. It's just like screams sports car, right? And a pretty beautiful execution, for your basic mainline. So very interested in seeing future releases of these cars, possibly in premium lines. So let's set that there. And up next, we have a 67 Lotus Type 49. Now, for a long time, this one is again a new model for 2024. And for a long time, I had just been ignoring this model, saying, hey, I already picked that up. And then, much later, I figured that this is actually a variation of the previous car that was released. I mean, couple variations, right? So pretty much with regards to the wheels and everything is the same, but the parts of the driver, this one's gray and this one's white, and the racing numbers are also different. So 4 and 5. So these are not just like, these are pretty much, even though they look like mere repeats, there are actually like differences, right? Which is totally cool at the basic mainline price point. I recently said that the Fast and Furious models are becoming, the subtleties are becoming too many for you to just have like two of a car, right? But when it comes to the basic mainlines like this, it's affordable. The price point is affordable, right? All right, let's set them right there. So that was a fun thing that I learned, that is actually a variation and not just the same car. Up next, a very interesting model, the 90 Honda Civic EF. So this one is from 2025, and it's in a series that says Hot Wheels 70s versus 90s. So I wonder what other cars are going to be in the series. It's going to be a pretty interesting series from what I can say. And this, as you can see, is 1 out of 10. So it's the first of 10 models in this lineup. So it's the battle of the decades in this fan voted collection. That's what the card reads. All right. Okay. Nice. Let's open it up. Pretty cool looking model, and definitely a nice slick add to any Civic lovers collection, right? All right, setting it there. Up next, we have a Bugatti Bolide. Hopefully I'm not killing the name there. So beautiful looking sports car. Fun fact, I got a pretty good deal on a Lego Technique model, and I ended up building this with my son. We built it over the course of like 2 days. So it was pretty awesome. And, and it was actually like black and yellow. So possibly I'll post a picture sometime with the Lego and the Hot Wheels mainline. So it was a pretty fun thing to build a Lego version of like a model that you also have a Hot Wheels model of, right? All right, so let's set it there. Another new model for 2024, we have the Honda S800 Racing. Pretty neat car. It almost looks like a Datsun Fairlady or Nissan Fairlady, I should say. I'm sorry, I don't recollect the exact name of the model, but yes. So it reminded me of that model. But anyway, this is definitely a very pretty looking model on its own. The S800 Racing, yeah. So pretty cool racing stripes and everything. So I can already say it. I can already feel it. This is definitely making an appearance in the premium line pretty soon. All right. Okay. A little more zoom out and jumping up to the next car. A 73 Honda Civic Custom. This made its debut like a couple of years ago. We have seen a couple of recolors, and this time it's sporting the number 73, which is also the year of its manufacture. So Compact Kings. So that's the mini series that is from. It's got some Motul deco and Honda on the sides. So pretty cool, nice casting. Up next, we have another collector's favorite. This is a B&R 33. A Nissan Skyline GTR sporting the Godzilla. So this is a B&R 32 and this is a B&R 33. 32, 33. So as you can see, I mean, there are definitely some subtle variations in the evolution, right? So probably more under the hood than in the body, right? So what I would really like is to see a B&R 33, a B&R 32, sorry, I think I kind of like a B&R 32, a B&R 33, and possibly an R34, all of them sporting this Godzilla deco. You know what I mean? So that would be like a really nice set to collect, right? You would have the R34, B&R 32, B&R 33, all of them sporting that Godzilla deco. So that would be one hell of a collection. So, all right. Up next, we have a Porsche 904 Carrera GTS. Again, a new model for 2024. So, wow, it's pretty amazing because, you know, I remember a few years ago, we used to complain a lot saying that, hey, I mean, I would pay, a few cents more to get more licensed versions of castings rather than a whole bunch of fantasy castings, right? So, I mean, pretty much look at all the cars that we have opened so far. Pretty much every single thing here is a licensed casting, right? So I think that is a super awesome welcome change from Hot Wheels. If this is the direction that they are headed, it's pretty awesome, right? So so many new models and less and less fantasy. So it makes collecting really nice. I know these are basically made for kids, but come on, I mean, there's a world of collectors, who world of adult collectors who end up purchasing these models. So it's pretty nice that they keep this interesting for all of us. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Team Metal. So there we have the Porsche 904 Carrera GTS. I think earlier I remember opening up a silver or a gray kind of a model. So that this is its recolor. All right, setting it there. Up next is a 98 Subaru Impreza 22B STI version. So got some gravel crew, and it's got something else. It's got Hella and Sparko. So I think those are some legit decos. Oh, do you see Leeway? I think Leeway it says Leeway Motorsports, and I think that's an Easter egg to one of the Mattel designers. I'm not able to recollect it off the top of my head, but yeah, interesting decal. It's always fun stuff to talk about these things. Up next, we have an Urban Outlaw casting. All right, so Magnus Walker Urban Outlaw casting, the 96 Porsche Carrera. Beautiful car, excellent choice of wheels that really kind of like accent that paint job, right? Very nice, nice execution. All right, and I'm kind of like saving a fun model for the last. So up next we have the 91 Mazda MX-5 Miata. By this point, I think I have like about 10 Miatas in my collection, and I love every single one of them. And I mean, they are designed by the late Hot Wheels designer Ryu Asada. So, I mean, it's kind of like a sentiment. I pretty much pick up every single Mazda Miata that I come across. So, pretty beautiful black and yellow, right? So, that's nice. And for last, it's a pretty interesting, again, a new model for 2024. It's a Volkswagen T3 Custom. So I think this came out in the Q case. All right. So this came out in the last case of 2024. And we have a Volkswagen T3 Custom. So pretty interesting model. I am a huge fan of the Volkswagen T1 panel bus. It's one of my top castings that I collect, and that is one of the castings that has always been premium, right? We don't have a main line. It has always come in like car culture, pop culture, boulevards, and fun stuff, right? But never a main line. So, that is definitely one of my top favorite castings. And this, it almost looks like an evolution. It's a VW T3 Custom, right? And just look at the detail, right? So it's got BBS, Sparco, and Bilstein, all licensed decos from what I see on the back of the card. And a nice, front grille and pretty much a solid execution for that price point, right? So that's what makes these castings really nice, because, you're not really spending a lot, but you're, getting good value for your money. So a 79 T3, nice deco there, right? So it's like somebody bought this van and customized it, right? So that's literally what it says. VW T3 Custom. There we have it. So that's all the models that I had lined up for today. Hope you had fun checking out these models with me. Till I meet you guys next time with another episode. This is Suresh signing off. Rock on and stay awesome. Bye, everyone.